you were starting out today, how would you think about finding the next Tesla or turning, let's say, like a $6,000 Roth IRA in 2021 into $6 million somehow?
If I wanted to be risky with it, I would probably look into NFTs and crypto. With the stock market, I just try to stay curious about what the next biggest trend is that I think, and look for companies with market caps under 5 billion. Look for a company that's like part of a big trend.
Like, what should people's expectations be if you're trying to go for that next 1000x?
If I was trying to get rich quick, I would focus on the crypto or next big play to earn game hit. The chances of making 1000x on that is very slim. So you have to know that the odds are against you to try to get 1000x return. I had to be patient. I had a side 401k plan with my job and a stock incentive plan with my job, and I kept those as like my retirement. I thought of as like okay, I'm going to play with this money and try to see what I can do to maximize a return on this little pool of money. Which when I discovered Tesla, it was like a $25 stock at the time, like 2 billion or 3 billion market cap company at the time. And I just started developing conviction that I think this was going to be a huge stock instead of just buying the stock. So I put like half the money into long-term call options that would expire in 18 months. And I saved the other half to, invest more if those were going to expire out of the money, which I ended up doing. The first call options I had expired in 2012, like worthless. Then I bought more call options that were going to expire in like 2014, I think, after that. And those are the ones that went up, a lot of money. And so I had to be patient.
Or are there any other trading strategy that you've used or you're thinking of using to kind of drive that higher growth for the risky part of your portfolio?
Yeah, I look at calls and options. I try to keep it simple and just think of them as levered instruments to get sort of a magnified return. I'm probably wrong more often than I am right, but when I'm right, I make 10x or more a lot of times. Yeah. I sort of look for opportunities that I think have at least maybe a 20% chance of panning out in my favor.
Is Elon Musk and Tesla sort of a once in a generation type of opportunity, or are there others?
Yeah, I think Tesla is absolutely a once-in-a-generation company. I'm pretty highly convicted by the end of this decade, it'll be the largest company out there.
So when you're developing conviction in, say, Lemonade and Roblox, what is it about those companies in particular that made you feel more comfortable investing in those companies versus other companies?
I'm a big believer in trying to understand the founder. We think there has to be some kind of advantage, some kind of unique advantage to the company, and it has to have a big total addressable market. And so I see Lemonade in the insurance tech or the insurtech space is like a combination of the two. Like you have this amazing interface that people love, plus the only insurtech play I know that's kind of building their own infrastructure.
All these kind of like macro things happening in the world, how does that impact your trading strategy?
It's very hard to predict macro market stuff. The only thing I've ever gotten right really with the macro markets, I would say, is the COVID crash. I try to find discrepancies between mainstream media and citizen journalism because I think there's a lot more truth in citizen journalism.
Can you talk a little bit more about the motivation behind Good Soil as well as like the fee structure?
And 2020, as we talked about, was a tremendous year for me. I realized, maybe if I do have some God-given ability to spot investment returns or opportunities that others don't, maybe I should do something good with it instead of just increase my own family's wealth. There's something called the parable of the sower in the New Testament. It's like the seed that falls on the good soil has 50 or 100x returns. And so I thought of Good Soil Investment Management, and I said, okay, I'm going to have half of the performance and management fees go to charity. We're actually, being an example for altruistic capitalism, which I think is the next evolution of capitalism before it gets taken over by kind of radical socialists, especially the younger generations, because I think that would destroy society as we know it. If you can be a really successful hedge fund manager, but now you're giving half your fees to charities, you can't be hated so much, right? Maybe other hedge fund managers see that example if we do really well and say, okay, let's do something different and say 10 or 20 or 30 or 50% of our fees go to charity too. So that's my hope. That's what keeps me going, is not just to make more money, but to kind of help inspire this new trend of capitalism.